Blog Talk Radio.
You are now entering the Alan and Mike Show Radio Network.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Are you ready for the premiere live interview show? And now, here's your host of Live on the Air, Alan J.
And welcome everybody to Live on the Air. I'm Alan J. You can call in live at 646-478-4386. Of course, check out the website for all our upcoming guests at liveontheairradio.com and follow us on Twitter for all our updates at Alan Mike Show. Of course, you can listen to any of the past shows at blogtalkradio.com/Alan Mike Show. And we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Alan Mike Show. I want to thank everyone for joining the show today. We are live on the air, and I'm very excited to bring on our guest in just a moment. He is a costume expert from Wonder Costumes, one of the largest costume companies in Miami, Florida. He has over 10 years' experience in the entertainment industry. He's a media expert. He's been featured all over mainstream media outlets. And I'm very excited now to bring on the air, live on the air, Chris Yandek of WonderCostumes.com. How are you doing today, Chris?
Good. How are you doing? It's great to speak with you.
We're doing great. I'm very excited to have you on the air today to talk. Halloween is just around the corner. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is. And one of the exciting things and one of the reasons that got my attention is the fact that there are rumors now that we're looking at the Halloween franchise coming back, Mike Myers. So what does this mean for you guys, sparking the horror scene and costumes again? Is that going to bring a new trend to bringing back those horror costumes?
I think that horror is a 12-month process for us because we're open year-round. We're one of the few costume stores probably in the entire United States that's open at 12 year-round, 12 months. At WonderCostumes.com, we're always doing horror. And, obviously stuff that happens in entertainment and pop culture definitely helps generate sales and lead to sales and leads to interest of things. People are very nostalgialistic, as you can imagine, in so many different regards. But there's no denying that I know that this year for Halloween, in the Halloween franchise theme and the Mike Myers stuff, I know that we put up some new masks and some other inspired costume accessories and that are new products that people can buy this year on WonderCostumes.com. That's WONDR Costumes.com. And I definitely think it's going to be beneficial, and I'm sure, with this new attention that, we might see something new in the Halloween movie franchise. It can only add to the interest of horror, but vampires and devils and all those kinds of things are ongoing things that people are always interested in being, whether it's for Halloween or something else. And, of course, there's just a lot of popular things for this Halloween season. And we've already seen, as you mentioned at the top of the show, over the last few weeks, I know it's amazing to believe this, but, the middle of August, early August, people start buying for Halloween, and we're already seeing, the increase in sales and the volume of things that we send out every day. We're an e-commerce company that's based in Miami, Florida. We also take in-store customers, and, we are shipping out, a lot of things every day, and anyone who's interested around the United States and even across the world can buy from us as we ship to, international countries. We just had one the other day go to Norway, I know. We ship to Australia very constantly, China, Japan, even Qatar, for example, and all of South America. So, anyone who's looking for costumes and looking for a wide variety of things, go to WonderCostumes.com. I know that you guys, I believe, like pro wrestling stuff, and I know we've got a lot of boys' costumes, specifically, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Sting, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, and Kurt Angle. We've got all those costumes, too, if anyone's looking for pro wrestling costumes this year, among other things.
Very cool, very cool. Yes, I actually host another show that does wrestling. I'm sure we have crossover fans, so I'm sure they're happy to hear that. So, if people are ordering online, and I agree, it's hard to find a Halloween shop that is there 12 months a year. Normally you get those shops that kind of pop up and then disappear after the holiday season. which always makes me a little concerned about the quality of the product you're getting. But if you're shopping online, how does it work? Or what should people keep in mind? You can't try the stuff on. You don't know how it's going to actually look in yourself. So can you give me some tips to the listeners to make the experience as positive and as productive as possible when they're shopping online?
Well, number one, I'd want to look for a Google trusted store, which is verified by Google as a legitimate company, which Wonder Costumes is at wondercostumes.com. That's one. Number two, you want to be able to find a company that has good customer service. If they got a telephone number on the front page, which we do, if you want to call us anytime, Monday to Friday, we're here, and obviously we'll be here during the weekends as we get closer to Halloween. You can call us anytime during normal working hours, and we'll be happy to answer any question you have. That's two. And then number three, obviously, find out the return policy of a company. Obviously, we're open to returning as long as the product's in good condition. We'll be happy to refund somebody's money. They'll have to ship it back on their own dime, but we're happy to do that as well. So, the reality is you've got to find a good company that has good customer service. There's a lot of these websites on the Internet that, are questionable, and maybe they won't set the correct product, but we've got a team of people who literally looks at the product before it's shipped out, then packages it up, and then sends it out, whether it's going out, a various variety of different ways, USPS, FedEx, sometimes UPS. So, the reality is that you can look at the value of a company. We've been in business for almost 10 years, and, we're continuing to move along here. And anytime anyone has a question about any random product, they can just, call us on our 1-800 number or our local number here in Miami, and we're happy to help and assist in that regard. So you can basically check the credibility of a company. There's only a few real legitimate worthwhile Halloween stores out there online, and wondercostumes.com is one of them. I mean, you can literally go on the front page of our website. You can put in the WWE stuff, you can put in pro wrestling, you can put in any variety term of any costume idea that you've ever had, and we probably have something if we don't have exactly what you're looking for. There are food costumes. Maybe somebody wants to be, like a bag of chips for Halloween. We have a tortilla chips costume. I mean, there's just so much random stuff there. Sexy costumes, very funny, random, weird costumes. I mean, maybe you want to be a board game, maybe you want to be a candy bar, maybe you want to be Candyland, for example. We have a Candyland-inspired costume. And then, of course, the main thing that already has been going along for costume industry probably since January, are those Frozen costumes from the Disney movie Frozen. And everybody wants to be Elsa or Anna, and we've been selling hundreds of those over the last few months. And we had an early supply in June that went off the shelves. We got a new supply now, a limited quantity. But if there's any mothers who are looking for Frozen costumes, we have the costumes for their daughter, and we also have the costume for the women. Women can also dress up as Elsa now. That actually has come out. So we have all the Frozen costumes as well. But, if you need anything, the other advice I would say to your listeners is make sure that you shop early. Buy something in advance. Try to buy it in mid-September, so if it doesn't fit, you can just call us up. You want a different size. We'll work on the exchange or return. You want to return it. You want to buy something else, That's what you should be obviously looking for in that regard. And we have a variety, by the way, of shipping methods depending on when a customer needs it. We have 6 or 7 different shipping methods depending on how quickly they need it to be a business day. So, we offer the variety of choices for a customer to be satisfied knowing that they're going to get their product and get exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, and you brought up a few things. The first is certainly, and I know a lot of people, unfortunately, are not Internet savvy, which is still shocking considering everything is Internet-driven nowadays. But certainly I know from speaking to people in the business, that phone number at the top of the page is a huge sign that you're a legit company versus those companies where you can't quite find a phone number. Lots of forms to fill out, but no one you can actually talk to in person. And I think also the fact that you're a trust store, you have other certifications there that show that you are a legit business, that you are there, you have a physical store. All those are things to look for sure, and make it a lot more comforting when you're shopping with a real business and not one of these fly-by-nights that pop online. And the second point you brought up, which I'm glad you did, and I actually wanted to ask, is about the Frozen costumes, and I know that's got to be such a hot commodity right now with that movie. I think every kid under 10 is walking around singing songs from that movie. So I can imagine all those costumes are going quick. I mean, do you keep anything on your shelf with those costumes for more than a few days? I mean, those have to be flying.
We have a limited quantity right now. Back in June when we got it way earlier than we expected to, our quantity at that time was gone, like in a matter of days. We now have a little bit more, but I can promise you, as we get closer to Halloween, they'll be gone. Every day we have people come in the store and buy the dress. There was someone who came in the other day and bought the large size for her daughter. I know that we are continuing to sell the adult one also. We just had an order the other day where we shipped, I think, like 5 Disney-themed princess costumes, and one of them they bought was the Elsa ladies costume. So to answer your question, we and also there are like Elsa shoes that go with, there's a tiara, there's a wand, there's a wig, but there's shoes. We got rid of our shoe quantity for the Disney Elsa-themed Frozen shoes for the kids. We got rid of those the other day. We don't have any of those. I don't know if we're going to get any more of those. So, we're always moving the stuff. Every day you can look through the inventory at wondercostumes.com, here in the office, and you can see that Frozen stuff is moving. And, and that's really common. Other stuff that might be interesting, we got the new Ninja Turtle costumes for the new Ninja Turtles movie. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, so those things are always moving along also, and we've seen some sales. And, of course, Disney's Maleficent, some people want to be, Angelina Jolie and the witch from that movie. So, there's those kinds of things also. So to answer your question, we're trying to keep the stuff on the shelf as long as possible so we can keep it till Halloween, but there's no guarantee. So, for all of your listeners out there, parents who are looking for the Frozen Elsa dress for their daughters or possibly Anna, come over to wondercostumes.com, and on the front page you can place that order.
Yeah, and it is amazing. There are actually quite a few movies that came out this past year that obviously kids and adults who must be going crazy trying to get the costumes now, and now that Halloween's around the corner. Something I remember when I was a kid, which is, that was 25 years ago maybe when I was trick-or-treating, but I know a lot of people used to kind of build their own costume. They go to the store, they buy the makeup, they buy some outfits that kind of put together, something from a horror movie, a zombie or what have you, a pirate. Do you still find that people are doing that, or are people really just going to the full costumes nowadays and they're just getting the full get-up and it really takes all the work away and it's more leave it up to the professionals to kind of design the costumes?
Well, what's interesting at wondercostumes.com is we have actually been over the last few months working on what we like to call costume accessory kits. So we actually have, for different themes, we have actually kits where people can buy like the wig and the makeup and different props and put together their own kind of costume. And we have the variety of accessories that a person could literally buy a wig, buy the makeup, buy the other props, and maybe buy a shirt or something else from us and put together their own costume. We've got that ability as well, and we have what we like to call these little costume kits that people can buy to actually put their look together. So, people are still doing that. I think that most people are buying the costume, but there are also people who actually, do take the time to maybe they buy the wig and maybe they buy the accessories and the makeup from us, but then they go find like fabric or a shirt or something else to top off the rest of their costume or come up with their own kind of wear to make it unique.
Yeah, I remember it was a hassle. I remember being 5 years old, sitting there before, like the little Halloween parade before, during school, and you're trying to get the makeup on, and I think I was being, a vampire or something, and that was a lot of work. Or even the days of those masks that you'd wear, a full head mask, you couldn't breathe. It seems like the costume nowadays has definitely gotten a lot better. The quality has definitely improved. When it comes to quality, one of the big complaints I hear people talking about, kids buy these costumes that are really, really itchy. So what are your suggestions in that regard, or your quality of costumes, that's not something you have to worry about?
Oh, there's no denying that depending on the price range of what you're going for, the more expensive it is, the better quality it's going to be. And anyone will tell you that, what we get from the manufacturers, we don't make the costumes, we get them from the manufacturers. But, we have costumes that can range anywhere from like $15 to hundreds of dollars. So, the more expensive the costume is, the better quality it's going to be. But we rarely, if ever, have any complaints from the costumes that we sell to the general public. The biggest thing obviously is someone buys from us online, the costume doesn't fit. Okay, that's to be expected. Maybe different manufacturers run different sizes, so that's okay. So send it back to us, and we'll refund it, or we can do an exchange or whatever you want to call it. So, but we rarely have any complaints about itchy or the comfortableness of it. But we sell what the manufacturers give us, and we rarely have complaints. How about that?
And I guess that makes sense, like you said, one price is a lot. You buy something cheap, you get something cheap. You put a little bit of money into it, and you'll get quality. And, of course, you guys are a reputable store versus, once again, one of those pop-up stores that kind of come and go. And I'd love to get your opinion on those types of stores. You obviously see them. I'm trying to think the name of it right now, but it's escaping my mind. But I know I see it every year. They kind of come out. They sell a whole bunch of stuff, and they disappear. What are your thoughts of stores like that versus guys like you who are out there, and this is your business year-round?
What I'd say to you first off is, we have a big warehouse of employees who are working all day, literally going to, I'm sure you've seen, stories on Amazon, if you haven't seen Amazon specials where they have, they call it the pickers. We have a staff of pickers who go pick the stuff, and then they bring it back over to the person who does the shipping label, and then they package it. It's one of those kinds of businesses. It's Amazon, on a small business scale. But anyways, to get to your question, I'd say to you more than anything else, I don't know anything about these companies that pop up once a year for 1 month or during Halloween season. I don't know what they're like. I don't know what their return policies are. I don't know what the quality of their products are. I don't know if the staff of people in the store knows anything about the costumes or the quality of the costumes or the brand of costumes or could answer specific questions. I'd imagine just guessing that most of these stores probably just hire employees for a month who have no costume experience and most likely don't have a costume background. So, with us, you're going to get a group of people and a customer service group of people who, have actually seen these costumes, taken them out of the package, handled these costumes. We have a whole staff of people who actually spend, many months writing up the descriptions of the costumes that are on the website, wondercostumes.com. Those are personally written product descriptions that are put into a lot of thought and research and time. So, you're going to get more of an expert and more of a research and more of an information-savvy, information knowledge base when you're ordering from a costume company that isn't just open for 1 month out of the year, that just pops up during Halloween in your local mall or your local shopping center. And
what's wonderful about your website, you could see already that there's a ton of thought put into helping consumers, even if you're shopping online. I know that you have really detailed size charts. One of the questions I ask my audience what they want me to ask, if there's any questions ahead of time, and one was, how do you figure out sizing? And I think that goes without saying. The detail that you guys put into your size charts, absolutely incredible. Something that you probably wouldn't find on many other sites. Is there any other? Oh, go right ahead. No, go right ahead.
Go ahead. Ask your question. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, beyond the size chart, and I don't even think that you need to ask this, but are there any other things that people can do to try to help prevent purchasing the wrong sizes or anything that you see as a common error that customers make when ordering the costumes?
Call us. We sometimes take costumes out of the packages and do further measurements. And
gotcha.
we have a few costume experts here. We have one in particular who, her life is basically costume-based stuff. Her name is Amy. And she can usually figure out whether a size is going to fit somebody or not, or the style of something. She's very costume everything. She goes to all the Comic-Con conventions and things like that. So, we actually have true passionate people here who are all about costumes in that regard. But if they have a question about the sizing, they can, send us an email to info@wondercostumes.com with the product. On every page, there's an ability to ask a question on every product page, and they can just send a note through our system, or they can email us at info@wondercostumes.com, or they can call us on our telephone number, and we're happy to assist in that area.
Excellent. Now, I got 2 more questions for you while I still have you, and I appreciate your time today. My first question is, it might be a loaded question, but over the past, you said your store has been out there for 10 years now. Is there a costume that you see has sustained from, let's say, 2004 that has been relatively steady in sales throughout the last 10 years, or is that impossible to maintain?
I can give you some examples of stuff that's been constantly moving for years, like the Power Ranger costumes. As surprising as it is, the Power Ranger costumes continue to move every day. Your major superheroes like, because there's different versions of the Power Rangers once they keep making them. Now they have like those Mega Force versions or whatever. The Spider-Mans of the world are always constantly moving. Probably Spider-Man is the most constant made costume probably in the history of all costumes, just as a guess. But Spider-Man is always moving. All the superheroes like Batman, you can see orders for those. Some of the X-Men characters. I mean, that stuff is just constant moving because there's always somebody who's looking for that stuff for one reason or another. Ninja Turtles is now popular again and has been continuing to move along very nicely. Most of the superhero stuff and some of the Disney princess stuff is very common. Cinderella, Belle, Princess Tiana, now the Frozen stuff, obviously. That stuff is always moving. Snow White, you can see orders for that stuff almost every day. Those are the very common things that people like to buy and constantly are buying. And for people outside the United States of America, anything that's made in America, even if it's 20 years old, is very popular for some people. So, you'll see some of these superhero costumes go to China and things like that. And, you'd think, why would they? But, they're very nostalgic for all the American stuff. And people, again, if they have any questions, they can feel free to call us on our telephone number, 1-800-288-9916. Or they can visit us online, of course, at wondercostumes.com and just send us an email to info@wondercostumes.com.
Excellent. And I think this goes without saying, but is Frozen going to be your top seller for this year, or is there something else?
It's already been, and it probably will be. It's already been, and it probably will be. I'm kind of wondering what October is going to be like in that regard. I'm waiting to see all the crazy mothers come into our store, besides all the crazy calls, even though we've had those crazy calls since January. I'd say to you, I definitely think it's going to be the Frozen stuff. It was interesting, like last year, the Huntress costume, everybody wanted to be Jennifer Lawrence from the Hunger Games movies, but people are still even interested in that, interestingly enough. I had someone come into the store the other day looking for that kind of costume, and, if people are looking, I know that's your other show, if people are looking for pro wrestling costumes, again, we've got boys' costumes, I emphasize boys, for, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Sting, Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, and Kurt Angle. So if anyone is looking for those pro wrestling costumes and can't find them this year, we have those for boys in those very different varieties. But, women, men, babies, girls, all the ages and backgrounds, we have something for everybody in that regard. And, again, if you have something random, like, again, the Michael Myers Halloween stuff, we have that up there. And I know that we put in some new masks this year from all the different Halloween movies. So, there's just very random stuff. People are looking stuff for The Walking Dead. We have the different variety of Walking Dead masks. That kind of stuff is, always moving in the course, stuff like Duck Dynasty. We have all those kinds of things. You think Power Ranger costumes, people buy Power Ranger costumes every day from us. As amazing and as crazy it is, I know that there's possibly going to be, I believe, a Power Rangers movie in 2016. So, people are always interested in the nostalgialistic stuff, and and then, when you're not in the Halloween season, people are coming in to buy stuff for, 70s and 80s and 50s theme parties, or 1930s theme parties, 1920s theme parties, or, maybe they're going to like a luau, so, they'll buy some Hawaiian stuff from us. And then, of course, during your during your other holiday season, you've got, 4th of July costumes and Christmas costumes, and, we move a lot of Christmas costumes also, too. So, I walk through this warehouse, when I'm looking for stuff every day, and I find something new that I can't even imagine that we do have, but we actually do have it here at wondercostumes.com. So, it's been really nice being the spokesperson for this company and getting a chance to learn about what this company does. But if you're looking for a reputable company to buy from online and you're concerned about buying online and you're looking for costumes for the Halloween season or accessories or props or anything else when it's not the Halloween season, the other 11 months of the year, come to wondercostumes.com and we'll be happy to assist.
Excellent. Well, Chris, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Of course, I urge all my listeners to go to wondercostumes.com to check out the amazing website. It's a very easy website to get around. I've been on it since I knew you were coming on the show, and I've actually found a few things for my kids already that I think would be great. So I think a great website, and really appreciate your time, very informative. And good luck this Halloween season with all the sales that I'm sure you're going to see coming in.
Well, we're also going to sell stuff for Christmas season, too, so thank you very much for that in advance. And absolutely, thank you very much for giving me the chance to speak about this great company that I hope more people will learn about, and I hope you'll tell all your friends that they're looking for someone reputable to work with and has a great, by the way, American-based customer service staff. It's not in another country. Important. It's here in America. We're the company for you.
Excellent. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today on the show, and good luck for the season.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care, Chris. And, of course, that was Chris Yandek of WonderCostumes.com. Really great website for all your Halloween or costume needs year-round. You might find yourself needing a costume for a party in January, February, March, who knows. And with a website like this, with a company like this that's around year-round, 365 days a year, getting quality. This isn't one of those stores, and I can't remember the freaking name of those stores, and I know everyone knows what I'm talking about. You're driving down the highway, all of a sudden you're like, hey, where did that Halloween store come from? They normally kind of, find refuge in a former, furniture store or, something. You'll see for 9 months in the year, there's a big store just empty collecting spider webs, and all of a sudden a Halloween store pops in. The malls are notorious for those. They kind of pop in all of a sudden, and then they disappear. You get that, too, with Christmas, some of these specialty stores as well. But certainly Halloween's a popular holiday where you'll get that. Be careful. You go to those stores, you're going to get kind of cheapish material. And not all of them. I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't any stores that'll pop up for a month or two and sell you some good stuff, quality stuff, and go for it if that's what you want to buy. I get it. You get to try it on there. But certainly if you're looking for quality and you're looking for good customer service, I would direct you to this company, Wonder Costumes, wondercostumes.com. The link is on our website. liveontheairradio.com is our website. Just click Chris's picture, and it's going to take you right to their website. And, of course, if you miss any part of this interview, you can listen to On Demand anytime, as always, blogtalkradio.com/Al Mike Show, or directly at our website, liveontheairradio.com. Loda is the name of the show. I want to thank so much. I didn't have time to really say anything at the top of the show because I had Chris on the line. I didn't want to make him wait, and I appreciate him coming on the show today. He spent more time than we had booked with him, and I appreciate that, of course. But, I appreciate you, our listeners, coming back to the show. This is show number 2. When the hell was show number 1, you're asking? That was back in 2013. And, I had the page up just a second ago, and I'm going to tell you more specifically, I'm going to tell you right, what did I just do? I didn't want to click that. Oopsie. More specifically, the show, first episode ever live in the air, was back in May 2nd, 2013, over a year ago. And, we just never really launched off the ground. As you know, if any of you listen to the Alan and Mike Show live wrestling talk show that me and Mike host, also right here in the Alan and Mike Radio Network, you'll know that the last few months have been challenging getting on the air, moving the studio, lots of stuff going on. We're settled in now. The Alan and Mike Radio Network is ready to launch more shows. Starting with this show here right now, live on the air. Of course, the wrestling talk show is in full swing already. That'll be back on the air this Tuesday at 2 p.m. with yet another edition of the Alan Mike Show Live Wrestling Talk. And Live on the Air comes back. It comes back tomorrow, Saturday, August 30th at 1 p.m. We're going to rebroadcast the isolated interview with Shannon Rose. Shannon Rose, of course, has been 24 years in the wrestling industry. He's been a voice of MMA 2010 in EA Sports wrestling game with the MMA Wrestling. He's also just been part of that business. He's been rubbing elbows with some of the biggest names in wrestling and wrestling-related sports. He also runs a PR firm now, and he works with a lot of high-profile celebrities, up-and-coming people. We got some cool stories out of him during the wrestling show, and I thought it would be appropriate to replay that for the Live on the Air show, Loda. So check that out. We're rebroadcasting it live on the air this Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So check that out. Of course, it'll be on demand after that if that time doesn't work for you to listen, and you can listen to it anytime. You can listen directly from our website, liveontheairradio.com. And please, feedback, most interesting is that the Alan and Mike Show gets the emails as feedback, more so than any other form. So alanandmike@gmail.com for any feedback. We appreciate it. Of course, @Alan Mike Show is our Twitter as well. So don't miss that. And we have a brand new show just announced, breaking news here for Loda. Of course, I call it Loda. That stands for Live on the Air. Get that. So Live on the Air, we're happy to announce that on September 3rd at 11:30 a.m. we're going to have a live show. And we're going to be featuring Dr. Rick Harvey. He's a certified chiropractor with over 36 years of experience. He's a specialist in sports medicine, and he's the co-author of Yoga, the Back Pain, or the Back Pain Cure, I should say. So if you're interested in his book or information on him, again, go to the website, liveontheairradio.com, click on the picture. It could take you to his website. We're excited to have him on the air, though. We're going to talk about back issues, yoga, how it helps. I'm going to get his opinion on DDP's yoga, the differences in various options with yoga. It seems like yoga has become a very popular item in the exercise and health world, and I'd be interested to hear a chiropractor's opinion on yoga. Clearly he's for it if he wrote a book about it. I can't imagine it's a negative book. But we'll see. So who knows what he'll say. So something to look forward to. And we're going to be announcing more guests in the near future. We get pitched a ton of guests. I want to try to pick people that I find interesting so the show sounds good. I hope that this sounded interesting. I hope people not only had a good time listening to today's show, but were interested in the Halloween and costume talk. With that said, I'm going to cut everyone loose and wish everyone a really great rest of their day or night, depending what time you're listening to the show. If you're listening to this live day, if you're listening to it on demand, it could be any time. It could be 2 in the morning. So get to bed if you need to. But anyway, again, alanmike@gmail.com. @AlanMikeShow is the Twitter. Check it out. LiveOnTheAirRadio.com is the website. Again, a special thanks to Chris Yandek of WonderCostumes.com, an excellent website and company selling Halloween costumes. And should be an exciting Halloween. I think we're going to see a lot of little girls running around as Anna and Elsa from Frozen, the Disney movie Frozen. I think we'll see a lot of little boys running around as Olaf. We didn't even talk about that. And, of course, there's all your classics, the staples, as Chris mentioned. You got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, with the movie and everything, made a resurgence, but always a popular choice. Power Rangers, who knew that they were sustaining for such a long time? And the classics like Superman, Spider-Man, and all your Disney princesses. So should be exciting. Get those costumes and get them early. You heard it from Chris. Things are going off the shelf quick, especially for the hot items like Frozen. So you better get online and get them today if you want your kids to have the costume that they want. And not some cheap knockoff they'll be scratching their skins because it's itchy. Anyway, enough with me talking. I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for joining the show. And, if I'm going to do this show right, I'm going to play our outro music so we can end the show properly. And there it is. I hear it faintly in the background as we're getting used to our new studio here. Oh, now it's really loud. Oh, now it sounds about right. Perfect. Well, with the music playing, I'm going to thank everyone again for listening. LiveOnTheAirRadio.com is the website. Loda, I'm excited to bring the show back on the air. We have many more coming. Don't miss Saturday, 1 p.m., Shannon Rose. Then this coming Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, so all Eastern Time, we bring on Dr. Rick, the yoga chiropractor. Should be a good show. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on Loda. Have a good one, guys.